I'll share with you what I told the team after the game. I didn't spend any time talking about the game itself, but I really focused on our team dynamics. We have a very unselfish team, a team that's easy to cheer for, and a joy to coach because we never have anybody who's conditionally in based on playing time. Guys just show up and they keep working hard and they root for their teammates. Today, because of the score, we had an opportunity to play a lot of guys. But the guys who normally play a lot of minutes were equally positive, and it was great to see them cheering for their teammates. You know, for example, a guy like Shaq, who really had it going, just had made his third consecutive three. We took him out with a lot of time left in the game. He was all in for his teammates. You know, Jahi certainly played less than he's accustomed to. He's on the bench and providing a great voice, a lot of enthusiasm, and was genuinely happy when Jarrett scored. And so it may seem like a little thing, but it really isn't. It's a big thing. I know it's an expectation. That's what we all want as coaches and try to demand and exact from our players, but it's hard to do. And we just have been so fortunate with an unselfish group of guys who are able to put their own ego aside and cheer for each other. So I was really proud of that.
In your eyes, how much has Shaq improved over the past couple of games?
Shaq has really strung together a couple of outstanding games. You know, DePaul, where he had a double-double, and then today, where he did it with his shooting. You know, he made his free throws, and he was obviously 3 for 3 from behind the arc. Shaq is an incredibly hard worker. You know, I think he has an unassuming heart. He has a grateful heart. He knows he has to jam-pack a whole career into 1 year. You know, so when you only have 1 year and you've traveled the path he has to get here, every day is important to him. Every game is the Super Bowl. Every practice matters. And he's always in the gym on his own, and he just is trying to jam-pack a whole career into 1 season. And I just love the way he approaches it with an unassuming, grateful heart.
You mentioned that you said that the coaches have wanted him to do a couple things. What has he done lately?
Well, I mean, the one thing that we've asked him to do is to take full advantage of his elite athleticism. So all the ways that athleticism can manifest itself in basketball performance, that's where we've really focused him. Things like offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, you know, being able to really be a defensive stopper who can guard multiple positions, getting out in transition, all those kind of things where his elite athleticism can really shine are areas we've tried to focus him.
What's your philosophy on giving a guy a chance with a difficult background but has worked hard to get back?
I just try to get a feel for the person. You know, we've all made mistakes. Some of us have had more opportunities than others. Some of us have traveled straighter roads than others, not by our own doing, but by fortune. And when it comes to someone like Shaq, you know, you just try to get to know him, and when you do that, and you get a sense for his heart, then it's not a difficult decision.
He has described his workout routine before that he does in addition to practice.
Right.
And it's not simple. I mean, it's pretty expensive. Is there ever a point where you feel like a guy is doing too much work in a gym?
Well, I mean, I guess you can. In his case, he's a man, though. You know what I mean? He's not a first-year player. He's an elite athlete with a great body. And so I think he's able to endure more than someone who may be at the early stages of his career. And, you know, not unlike, you know, some of the legendary pro guys like a Ray Allen or Larry Bird, who even on game day would get an extensive shooting workout in. So, I mean, and that's basically what he's doing, he's shooting. And I don't know personally if you could ever shoot too much, you know? So shooting doesn't bother me as much. Like if he was in there asking Hode to, you know, run over him so he could draw extra charges, I may be concerned.
He said he couldn't hit much in practice for a while. Did you
Right.
figure it would just come?
Yeah, no, remember he shot so well in our first Maroon Gold game, and then he went through a stretch there where, you know, he wasn't making shots. And to his credit, you know, he just got in the gym and kept shooting. And he's obviously worked himself, you know, back to a better place.
Why is Jordan a better rebounder this year?
I think there's two things that have converged for Jordan. One, and maybe three. One, he's in a much better place physically. You know, even though we look at him and we still say he could carry more muscle mass, he's transformed his body. He's that much stronger than he was a year ago. His endurance is so much better. I mean, he actually played 39 minutes in a game this year. If you recall, in years past, he would literally ask me to come out if he was on the court for a 3-minute span. So he has better stamina, better strength. Number two, you know, he is now the benefactor of all the experience that has come through his first 3 years. And that was probably his greatest challenge when he first started, is just basketball experience. And then the confluence of those two factors, I think, have really put him in a better place with his confidence. He feels really good about where he is. So you have a stronger, better conditioned, more experienced, and more confident player.
2 weeks ago, you guys were playing a lot of games, but just basically over the past few games, how much has the rest helped?
Yeah, more than the rest, I think the practice helped us with a few things. But I do think, you know, the challenge could be this time of year for us, looking at our schedule, is we have too many days of practice and not enough games. You know, ideally, it would be good to, you know, be playing twice a week, maybe 1 week, to have just one game. But the way final exams fell, and then the Christmas, the holidays, and when we could schedule games, it's just the way it is. And so you have to play the games as they come. And so now we have another week to get ready for our next game.
With